Hi. Now we really begin to get down to business with a sutra that is crucial to deriving many forms. And it will begin to give us a feeling for how the sutras for the operation of the grammar actually do operate the grammar. This is a sutra we've mentioned before. It's a beautiful sutra in many ways. It is a great illustration of some of the basic elements of the grammar. So 6.177 and 47 in Siddhanta Kaumudi. Ikoyanachi, ikoyanachi, ikaha yan achi, ikaha yan achi. Anuvritti samhitayam adyahara sthane pare purvasya. So the whole sutra would be achi pare purvasya ikahasthane yan, or yan syat. Achi pare purvasya ikahasthane yan. To give it a quick gloss, when a vowel ach follows, in place of the preceding ik, yan comes. So instead of just giving a once-over to the application of ikoyanachi, we are going to derive the different pieces of it and the forms using sutras that we have already discussed. I'm not going to keep doing that thing of giving the number of the video that I've discussed the sutra in, but I am going to go back and make sure that the sutra itself is included in all of the titles. So, first up, and all this will all be pretty soon in the notes for the video. So, first things first, ikoyanachi. Ikaha is shashti of ik, but we've got to start out with ik. What is ik? Now, here's when we begin to get a real sense of what the Akshara Samamnaya is all about. A-I-un ruluk. A-I-un ruluk. And we will go a little bit further in a moment. So, A-I-un ruluk. Now, we know that the k of A-I-un ruluk is it by two sutras, 132, Upadeshe Janunasika it, taken along with Halantyam. Upadeshe Janunasika it. And as we know, the sutras of the Akshara Samamnaya are Upadesha, and K is a final hull of an Upadesha. So K gets the name it. Now, this is particularly important because of the Sutra 1.171, Adi Rantyena Saheta. Adi Rantyena Saheta. The first along with the final it. The first along with the final it. So in ik, I is the first and k is the final it. So ik stands for Adi Rantyena Saheta. I-u-rl. I-u-rl. So when we say ik, we are saying I-u-rluk. Of course, k being it disappears by 139 tasya lopaha, which gives the name lopa to it, which we got from Halantyam. Tasya lopaha, and then we know what happens to the lopa, adarshanam lopaha, by 160. Adarshanam lopaha, it disappears. Now, so does the n of a-i-un, but that doesn't really matter right now. So now we have ik, i-urluk, i-urluk. And as I said, ikaha is shashti of ik, shashti of ik. So by the sutra, which we have discussed, 1149, Shashtisthane Yoga, Shashtisthane Yoga, which is to say that sthane is yoked to the one in Shashti, so that ikaha is equivalent to saying ikahasthane, ikahasthane, in place of ikahasthane. Now, the next basic term in the sutra is yan, and going back to Akshara Samamnaya, we remember yavaralan, yavaralan, and in this case, n is the final ik. So yan is adirantyena sehita yavarala, yavarala. That's yan. And the final element of the sutra, achi, achi, which we recognize as saptami of ach, which we already know includes all the vowels, otherwise ach. So ach, achi. So saptami, as we've learned by 1166, tasminniti nirdishte purvasya, tasminniti nirdishte purvasya. Saptami means that one pertains to the preceding one. In this case, the one that precedes an ach. And sometimes we say it when ach follows the preceding. So we're cooking along here, and going back to our original sutra. So achi pare, when ach follows, when a vowel follows, pare, purvasya ikahastane, purvasya ikahastane, in place of the preceding ik. So when ach follows an ik, ikahastane, in place of the ik, yan syat, yan comes. So when a vowel follows ik, yan comes in place of ik, ikahastane. Well, that's pretty good. We're getting along there. But key question is, well, let's see, that doesn't really tell us who replaces whom, so to speak. So now let's look at ik again. Iurluk, iurluk. And yan, yavarala, yavarala. Now, there's two ways of sorting out who goes with what or whom. There's a shortcut, which isn't cheating. It's totally legit. And we'll start with the shortcut, which is actually at the bottom here. It's 1310, Sutra 1310, Yatha Sankyam Anudeshaha Samanam. Yatha Sankyam Anudeshaha Samanam. So when there's two lists of equal length, they are related in ordered pairs. How beautiful is that? How amazing is that? So since Iurluk are 4 and Yavarala are 4, it just so happens that they are matches. They go together. So when E is followed by ach, ya comes, ya, not without a vowel, u, v comes, r comes, and l comes. So that's pretty smooth. And who knew? Akshara Samamnaya just happens to be built, so that's how it goes. A-I-un ruluk, hayavarat lan. It's all set up there. It's right there. And we didn't, who knew? Now, there's also, it's not always going to work out that the things we want to be related to each other are in equal lengths. So we don't need that to be the case in order to figure out what's what. Because along with Shashti Sthane Yoga, we have 150 Stanentra Tamaha. Stanentra Tamaha. The closest one to the one being substituted for, the stanin, is the one that comes. So Shashti Sthane Yoga, Stanentra Tamaha. And in the case that there's confusion, when there's more than one kind of closeness, we have paribhasha, yataneka vidam antaryam tatristhanat antaryam baliyaha. When there's more than one kind of closeness, closeness of place of articulation is the strongest. So that we don't need to have to worry about here. But look at how smooth this is. We have, if you go back to our discussion about places of articulation, you will remember that we have Ichuya Shanam Talu. Ichuya Shanam Talu. So both I and Ya are Talu. U Oshtau, or U Pupadmaniyanam Oshtau, and Vakarasya Dantoshtam. Now here's where closeness counts. It's not necessary to be identical because U and V are the only ones that are Oshtau. So they're the only ones who share that element of place of articulation. So V and U go together. Rtura Shanam Murtha. Rtura Sharna Murtha. R and Ra are both Murtha. How cool is that? So they go together. And Lurtula Dantaha. Lurtula Sanam Dantaha. So it's all right there. So we can do it either by Yatasamkhya Manudesha Hasmanam or by Stanentra Tamaha, and we find out who's who, or who goes with who. So we have some examples. They're not complicated. Let's see, I can get a little closer maybe, or not. Suddhi Upasya, Suddhi Upasya, Sud Y Upasya, Sud Y Upasya. Madhu Arihi, Madhu Arihi, Mad V Arihi, Mad V Arihi, Datr Anchaha, Datr Anchaha, Dat Anchaha, and Lur Akritihi, Lur Akritihi, Ul Akritihi. So there are not tons of examples of Lur in non-Vedic Sanskrit, but there you go. So it's pretty straightforward, but very cool. And anytime we get confused down the line, if we're trying to remember what goes in place of what, and really, it will happen. All we have to remember is ikoyenachi, ikoyenachi, boom. It will all come back to us how it works. Now, just a word of warning. Down the line at 6.1.101, we get, and 85 in Siddhanta Kamadi, we get akasavarne dirgaha, akasavarne dirgaha, because even a wonderful sutra like Ikoyenachi has got to have some exclusions or limitations on it, and we'll get to that shortly. The other thing that there are extensive commentary notes that go with this sutra on account of this, and I'm not even going to put them down now because they're extensive and they involve a number of sutras that we won't see for a while. But just as a word of warning, the first innocent-looking sandhi here, Suddhi Upasya, does indeed yield Sud Upasya, but thanks to 9 other sutras, it also leads to 4 optional variants of that form, and that's well, it's just how it is, and we'll get to that, back to that down the line. But for the moment, Ikoyana Chi covers an awful lot of ground and does it about as elegantly as you could imagine.